I am extremely hyped for The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, but I have one last fear. But before we jump into that, on screen right now are all the spoilers you should be aware of before going into this video, and that said, let's go into this video. The thing I'm talking about is something that Breath of the Wild already did and got criticized for, and that might happen in Tears of the Kingdom again. I'm not talking about weapon breaking, I'm not talking about dungeons, I'm talking about something else entirely, and for that I want to take a look at the Tears of the Kingdom website, where it clearly states that Link will begin his journey on the floating islands. If you remember the first trailer we've seen, we got the shots of Zelda and Link underground, finding what appears to be Ganondorf, unsealing him, maybe by mistake, maybe something gets triggered, and that is probably which sets all of these things in motion. So this is something that happens before the start of the game. So what does this mean? This means that we will see these cutscenes probably again in some kind of flashbacks that we have to find somewhere in the world of Tears of the Kingdom. And this approach got criticized a lot in Breath of the Wild because we experienced the story of the game primarily throughout cutscenes that happened in the past. There could very well be a few cutscenes being like, oh Link, we are going to venture down there and see what's down there for this or that reason, and then we have like 2 or 3 cutscenes detailing the journey and 2 or 3 cutscenes detailing what happens when Link and Zelda find Ganondorf. There's also the possibility that this just happens as an opening cutscene, but even then, it either becomes a huge opening cutscene that explains everything, or it still leaves stuff out in the open, which means that we still would have to fit in the gaps ourselves, which would probably still be provided within the game, because this isn't like Bloodborne or Dark Souls, where just some weird stuff happens and we're just like, okay, I guess I'll just watch Wati video after playing this. This game will probably show us in detail what happens before Link ends up on the Sky Islands. And I think this might deter some people, because this is not where this ends. There are some other story beats where this can also apply, because we see Zelda talking with this person right here, this Sonai looking person, and Link is nowhere around, right? So how do we as Link get that information? There's a few options. One, it's just a cutscene that they show us, like, oh, we have just cleared a dungeon or a boss, and now they show us what Zelda's up to. 2 is that we have to search for the cutscenes ourselves to see what Zelda's up to, similar to the memories, but like in the present kind of way. Present memories, I guess. Or 3, we can play as Zelda in some capacity in the game, which would be sick as fuck, but I don't think that this will be the case. There are these few things where this game could not let us experience it on our own, but rather just show us stuff from the past, from the present, from another point of view that we have to look for. And that's something that many people did not like that much about the first game. Now, I didn't have too much of an issue with it. And I think there's a lot of stuff in this game, story-wise, that will please a lot of the fans. Hopefully, I think there's a lot of interesting characters, interesting set pieces. But there would be some people that would be disappointed by this kind of approach, even if it's just for a little piece of the story. Now, again, I myself am not that kind of person, but of course I would still prefer if they found some kind of creative solution to that. So this was just a really quick video to kind of explain this fear that I have, and to also balance out your expectations a bit, because some pieces and bits of the story might not be explained or presented in this kind of epic narrative that you expect or that you maybe want to see, but maybe in a more hidden way. Oh, I I stood on that rock and now I can remember what Zelda said to me 3 years ago. That said, there's so much that I could talk about with Tears of the Kingdom. There's so many theories going around, but you know the ones, like Celtic. Then there's also my boy Moosey, link below. They made a great video about Zelda theory, so go check it out. There's so much to look forward to for this game. It's only 13 days to go. I'm totally excited. And I hope you will all be able to enjoy this game's launch. And yeah, that's it from me. Please check out some of my other videos if you're into Hollow Knight or Hollow Knight Silksong, because that's what I primarily focus on. And yeah, thanks a lot to my patrons, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.